This visit, we tried staying in one of the rental beach houses. It was nice to have more space to relax, away from people and crowds, and of course it was wonderful to have a private access to the beach. Like many of the rentable bungalows, this was made in the 1950s and still retained a little bit of the decade's design flair and charm. After spending the morning and early afternoon on the ocean side, we decided to spend some time on the river side of the island, which is lined by the Brunswick River and Jekyll Creek. The riverside has such a different feel from the ocean side, with the tall old oaks draped in Spanish moss, jungle-like vegetation, and long stretches of marshland. This whole area exudes a dream-like atmosphere and a strong sense of things both timeless and historic. Wednesday was mostly spent on the beach or around the house, with a little stop to visit the Beachview Club Hotel grounds. So many times we let vacations slip away, being eaten up by constant activities or taking pictures. I think it's important to take some time to just relax and enjoy the moments in the moment. Today will be our busiest day, starting with a visit to the Georgia Sea Turtle Center. The Georgia Sea Turtle Center was established in 2007 and is situated in the former power plant site of the Jekyll Island Club. The Sea Turtle Center is a rehabilitation, research, and teaching facility where visitors can learn about sea turtles and observe rehabilitation and research programs in action. Hundreds of turtles have been rescued and given a second chance at life thanks to the hard-working employees at the Sea Turtle Hospital. In addition, the entire center has worked to educate the public on how to help sea turtles maintain a happy and healthy existence in the wild. Leaving the sea turtles behind, our next stop will be at the Mosaic History Museum, where we will learn more about the island's fascinating past. Jekyll Island has seen quite a few important historical events. The museum itself is built on the site of the old Jekyll Island Club stables and is surrounded by lovely grounds and the historic golf course. The beginning of Jekyll Island's history starts out with the indigenous Guale and Mocama people, who thrived on the area's bountiful natural resources. They spent their days creating clay vessels, fishing, growing things like beans, corn, and tobacco, scavenging for wild nuts and fruits, and making holly leaf tea. In 1510, Spanish explorers were the first Europeans to set foot on the island. In the decades that followed, the island would be fought over by Spain, France, England, and Native American tribes. The English, having formed alliances with several tribes, claimed the entire region in 1702. General James Oglethorpe established the Georgia colony in 1733, and he named this island Jekyll Island. General Oglethorpe also appointed William Horton to set up a military post in the area. Horton's house is still standing today. It was created from tabby, a form of concrete made by burning oyster shells to create lime, then mixing it with water, sand, ash, and broken oyster shells. This fascinating material was not just used in Georgia, but can also be found in many historic homes along the southern coastal states. In 1792, the bitter shroud of slavery would soon be laid upon the island by the French aristocrat Christophe d'Aubignon and his family. The plantation and suffering would continue for several generations after Christophe died. In 1879, John d'Aubignon transformed Jekyll Island into an exclusive club, bringing an end to the island's plantation era. The club quickly became a favorite private sanctuary for the world's wealthiest men and their families. Through its up and down history, this island has always been a retreat and place of recreation since the beginning of time. From the native people that would come here seasonally, to the Jekyll Island Club's extravagant parties, to the southern section of the island named St. Andrew's Beach. St. Andrew's Beach became Georgia's first public beach open to African Americans. To develop this area, a group of affluent black entrepreneurs formed the St. Andrews Beach Corporation in 1956. The area became a renowned African American resort destination, mostly based around the Dolphin Club and Motor Hotel. The corporation did not last that long, and in 1959 the land was purchased by an African American man named David Jackson, a distinguished banker, farmer, and businessman. Jackson and his family took over the resort, managing it and staging celebrity performances from some of the biggest musical acts like B.B. King and Otis Redding. The Dolphin Club closed its doors as segregated beaches came to an end. All state-owned facilities on Jekyll Island were integrated in 1964, and the Jackson family closed the doors of the Dolphin Club in 1966. After all this talk about the Jekyll Island Club, it is finally time for us to go to our next destination, the luscious grounds of the Jekyll Island Clubhouse. The club was established in 1886. Some of the world's wealthiest families were among its members, including Henry Hyde, Marshall Field, William Avery Rockefeller Jr., J.P. Morgan, Joseph Pulitzer, and William K. Vanderbilt. Quiet and secluded, the Jekyll Island Club was a one-of-a-kind resort that catered to a family-centered vacationing experience. Hunting, as well as golf, carriage driving, tennis, croquet, and cycling were popular pastimes. Adjacent to the clubhouse is another historic building called the Sans Souci, built in 1896. Owned in part by J.P. Morgan, this 6-unit building is recognized as one of the first condominiums in the United States. By the 1920s, many families also had their own vacation homes built near the main clubhouse. The Great Depression had a significant impact on Jekyll Island, and the arrival of World War II was the final blow. In the midst of financial crisis and the strains of war, the original club opened for the last time in 1942. After changing hands and being neglected and abandoned for years, the club buildings were made an historic landmark in 1978. It and other historic buildings were restored and reopened throughout the 80s. Slowly but surely, life came back to the resort and to this island. On Friday morning, it was time to pack up our things and take the long trek back home. Staying here is always a joy and a privilege, from the delicious food, relaxed atmosphere, and the vast variety of natural beauty and activities. Jekyll Island will always hold a special place in my heart, and I look forward to the next time I will have the blessed opportunity of visiting it again. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you would like to support me and my work, you can give a donation through the thanks button at the lower right-hand corner of this video, or you can give a donation through my Ko-fi page, which is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.